Did you know there's a simple chair exercise that physical therapists say can be more effective than walking for preventing falls in seniors? Most people believe walking is the best exercise after 60, but research shows something surprising. A seated movement can help protect you from the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults. In this video, I'll explain why physical therapists are recommending this chair move over walking, and I'll show you 4 essential seated exercises that help you move with confidence, strengthen overlooked muscles, and support long-term independence. But before we get into the exercises, there's something important you need to understand about what's really happening to your body after 60 and why the solution isn't what most people expect. If staying strong and mobile into your 70s, 80s, and beyond matters to you, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss practical, science-backed health tips like these. In 2016, researchers at the University of Pittsburgh, they found that participants with the weakest hip flexor muscles had a 73% higher risk of falling than those with stronger hip flexors. Here's the problem. Traditional walking doesn't effectively strengthen these muscles. In fact, the shuffling gait many seniors develop is often a sign that hip flexors are already weakening, and walking alone isn't enough to restore them. I want to introduce you to Linda, a 67-year-old who had experienced 2 falls and lost confidence. I gave her these 4 seated exercises and asked her to do them consistently, just 15 minutes a day. Before you begin, there's one principle you must understand to avoid frustration or injury. I call it the golden rule of senior fitness. Consistency beats intensity. Linda started with just 2 sets of each exercise and increased gradually. No rushing, no pushing through pain, just steady progress. Think long-term, not quick results. In 8 weeks, she tripled her strength, improved her walking pattern, and regained confidence. Now that you understand this principle, let's move into the first exercise. Exercise 1. Seated Abdominal Bracing. This is something I recommend to almost every patient over 60, and here's why. Your core muscles are the foundation of everything you do. Walking, standing, bending, reaching. When these muscles are weak, your risk of falling skyrockets. The seated abdominal brace is different from traditional crunches because it focuses on the deeper stabilizing muscles of your trunk, particularly the transversus abdominis. These are the muscles that keep you stable when you lose your balance. Here's how to perform it correctly. Sit upright in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Place your hands on your thighs. From this position, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently pull your belly button toward your spine, as if you're bracing for someone to poke your stomach. You should feel your abdominal muscles tighten, but you shouldn't be holding your breath or hunching forward. Your back should remain straight and your shoulders relaxed. Hold this braced position for 5 seconds, then release. Start with 2 sets of 10 repetitions, holding each brace for 5 seconds. As you build strength, you can increase to 3 sets of 15, holding for 10 seconds each. Here's the key. This isn't about sucking in your stomach or making yourself uncomfortable. It's about learning to engage these deep stabilizing muscles so they automatically activate when you need them, like when you trip or lose your balance. For an easier version, you can practice this while lying on your back in bed, which reduces the challenge. For a more advanced version, try bracing while slowly lifting 1 foot an inch off the floor, alternating sides. This simple exercise strengthens the exact muscles that prevent you from toppling over when you stumble. It's literally fall prevention training disguised as a simple seated movement. Exercise number 2. Seated heel slides. Strengthen hip flexors and stop shuffling. This is the second exercise physical therapists recommend over walking, the seated heel slide. This exercise directly targets those hip flexors, which are the muscles responsible for lifting your leg with each step. Here's how to perform the seated heel slide. Sit toward the front edge of a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for support. Keep your back straight and core engaged. Yes, use that abdominal bracing we just learned. Starting with your right leg, slowly slide your heel backward along the floor, bending your knee and bringing your heel toward the chair. You should feel your thigh muscles working. Pause for a moment, then slowly slide your heel forward, straightening your leg back to the starting position. The key is to keep your heel in contact with the floor throughout the entire movement. This creates resistance and forces your hip flexors to work harder. Perform 10 slides with your right leg, then switch to your left leg. Aim for 2 sets on each side. To make this easier, reduce the range of motion. Slide your heel back just a few inches. To make it more challenging, add an ankle weight or resistance band around your ankles. What people don't realize is that this simple sliding motion mimics and strengthens the exact muscle action you use when walking, but with more control and focus. It's like physical therapy for your gait pattern. After just 3 weeks of performing this exercise daily, Linda noticed her steps became more deliberate, her stride lengthened, and that concerning shuffle completely disappeared. By the way, if you're finding these exercises helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps me know you want more content like this, and it helps other seniors find these life-changing exercises too. Exercise number 3, Seated Posterior Shoulder Squeeze. Fix posture and reduce pain. Now that we've strengthened your core and legs, it's time to address something that affects nearly 70% of seniors: poor posture and upper back pain. This is where the Seated Posterior Shoulder Squeeze comes in. This exercise targets the muscles between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids and middle trapezius, which are crucial for maintaining upright posture and preventing that hunched forward appearance that makes you look and feel older. Here's how to perform it correctly. Sit upright in your chair with feet flat on the floor. Let your arms hang naturally at your sides, or rest your hands gently on your thighs. Now, imagine there's a pencil between your shoulder blades that you're trying to squeeze. Pull your shoulder blades down and back, squeezing the muscles between them. You should feel a gentle squeeze in your upper back, not your neck. Your chest should naturally lift slightly, but don't force it. Hold this squeeze for 5 seconds, breathing normally throughout. Then slowly release and return to the starting position. Perform 2 sets of 15 repetitions, focusing on the quality of each squeeze rather than speed. Here's what most people get wrong. They shrug their shoulders up toward their ears or tense their neck. Instead, think about pulling your shoulder blades down your back first, then squeezing them together. For an easier version, hold each squeeze for just 2 to 3 seconds. For a more challenging variation, hold light dumbbells, 2 to 5 pounds, in your hands while performing the squeeze, or extend your arms out to the sides at shoulder height while squeezing. This exercise is particularly important because poor posture doesn't just affect how you look, it affects your breathing, your balance, and even your confidence. Research shows that improving posture can reduce chronic pain, improve lung capacity, and even boost your mood. After Linda mastered this exercise, she told me she stood taller and her chronic upper back pain disappeared within 6 weeks. Exercise number 4, Seated Marching, the ultimate functional movement. Now for the grand finale, the seated marching exercise. This is the most functional of all the movements we've covered because it combines everything: core stability, hip flexor strength, and coordination. This exercise mimics the walking motion but allows you to build strength safely while seated. It's particularly powerful for those who struggle with balance or have limited mobility. Here's how to perform seated marching. Sit upright in your chair with feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Engage your core using that abdominal bracing technique we learned. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for light support if needed. From this position, slowly lift your right knee up toward your chest, only as high as comfortable, even if that's just a few inches. Hold for a brief moment, feeling your hip flexor muscles working. Then slowly lower your foot back to the floor with control. Immediately repeat with your left leg, lifting your left knee up. Continue alternating legs in a marching motion. Perform 2 sets of 20 marches, 10 lifts per leg, maintaining a steady rhythm. Breathe naturally throughout. Don't hold your breath. To make this easier, reduce the height of your knee lift or place your hands more firmly on the chair for support. To make it more challenging, march without using your hands for support, add ankle weights, or increase your marching speed while maintaining control. Here's the secret power of this exercise. It builds the exact strength and coordination you need for climbing stairs, getting in and out of cars, and maintaining your independence. It's functional fitness at its finest. Have you learned these exercises? Just drop a comment. If you have any question, tell me. I will read and respond every single comment. So now that you know these 4 powerful seated exercises, here's how to put them all together. Start by performing each exercise for 2 sets as described. Do this routine 5 to 6 days per week. Remember, consistency beats intensity. After 2 weeks, increase by 20% by adding more repetitions or a 3rd set. After another 2 weeks, increase again. The key is to progress gradually. Your body needs time to adapt and build strength. Rushing the process only leads to frustration or injury. And here's something even more exciting. While these seated exercises are incredibly powerful, there's another simple movement that can dramatically improve your balance and prevent falls. I call it the invisible exercise because you can do it anywhere, anytime, and no one will even know you're exercising. Now, dear seniors, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you will never miss our upcoming videos. With the right exercises and consistent effort, you can maintain your strength, independence, and quality of life well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who could benefit. Together, we're building a community of strong, healthy, independent seniors. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay mobile, and keep moving forward.